Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Indiana Jones review. So today we're going to be looking at set number 77013, Escape from the Lost Tomb. This set includes 600 pieces and retails for the price of $39.99 when it released on April 1st of 2023. Now the price per piece on this thing is just fantastic. If you pick up any of the LEGO Indiana Jones sets, I think I even said this with the cheaper of the sets, this should definitely be one of them that you're considering just because I think it's such a great value. I mean, I really can't say that for sure until I build it, but just the price on this thing, and considering it has 600 pieces and 4 minifigures, this is just one heck of a steal and much better than any of the originally rumored prices that we had for this set. Getting started with the box art, you get your logo from the top as well as your Legoized version of Indiana Jones, main picture of the set, pictured in the Well of Souls, the resting place of the Ark of the Covenant. Really great to see this scene depicted yet again, and even getting a minifigure that we've never gotten before. Spinning around to the back of the box, you can take a look at some of the different features, including that little mummy scene, which is just really interesting to see how they depicted that in this set. I'm really excited to take a look at this in person and compare it to the original, which I might even just be doing in this video. Opening up the box, you get a total of 4 numbered bags, 2 loose plate pieces, as well as your sticker sheet and instruction manual. Sticker sheet features a lot of the decals you'll be seeing around the tomb. Some of these will be applied to your statues. And then we have some hieroglyphics here, which are really cool, featuring some older LEGO references, including Star Wars over there. Instructions, ugly as ever, with a gray backdrop behind your render, and your Indiana Jones logo at the top. From the back you get your win guy, piece count for a total of 2 pages, and no advertisements, which is disappointing. Oh well. To begin our minifigure selection, we have Indiana Jones, who is exclusive due to the arrangement of parts. Now this one may look very similar to the one that comes in the 18+ set, however we do get a different facial expression in that 18+ set, as well as you might notice that we have some dark tan hands for this figure. I think that's to represent some gloves, just so then he's not actually physically touching the Ark of the Covenant. I think that's really interesting that LEGO decided to do that. Otherwise, the torso is the same exact print. Legs are the same as you'll see on all 3 versions of Indy across the wave. And of course, you get 2 accessories, his classic whip and bag, that's softer plastic, so you get a little bit of movement with that piece, and also some back printing, which they weren't able to do all the way back in 2008. Gonna bring out that 2008 Indy just for a quick second so you can see these two side by side. You guys can also see a quick comparison of the original version of this set later on in the video, but it's great to see how far LEGO has come. Looking at the double-sided facial expression, you get the smirk from the front, and then a stern look from the back, which is the same face you'll see within the fighter plane chase. Hair hat combo, absolutely fantastic with the dual molding for the hair and the hat. I think it's great that LEGO was able to make that piece, and I really hope to see it get recolored in the future. Another minifigure returning from the original 2008 version of this set is Marion Ravenwood, which she has such a glow up in this set with some dual molded legs. I just think her character turned out fantastic. We'll bring out the original version so you can see that side-by-side comparison of the torso print and also the facial expression, which you can see that original style that LEGO was going for when it came to her character, which I really love the blue eyes on the original, though this one is a lot more fitting when it comes to modern day minifigures. Again, the dual molded legs I really love, and the printing on them. LEGO just really went all out with this character. We even get back printing here, which is something that's missing on the 2008 version. I'll remove the hairpiece so you can take a better look at that, and that screaming face from the back. Another thing I should note is when it comes to printing that flesh tone color on the torso, it looks fantastic compared to Indy, where we have a little bit of a problem of that printing a lighter color on a darker surface there. But looking at that facial expression, you get a slight smirk from this side, and then one that much better fits a scene that you can recreate with this set with the mummy. You get that scared look from the back, And we also get a recolor of the Warrior Princess hairpiece. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, from the collectible Minifigures series in black, which I really love getting it in that color. And even though I think they should have made a new hairpiece for her character, I think this works fine, and it goes without saying our accessory is this nice little torch, which will help light up the little tomb that we have in the background. For the very first time ever in LEGO form outside of the video games, we have Salah, who is also going to be appearing in the Dial of Destiny, so if we get sets for that movie, we'll maybe even see him again, but older. We get both a brand new facial expression and a brand new torso print for his character. No leg printing. He's one of the few characters in this wave that do not have leg printing. Again, it's not really necessary. This figure is enough with 2 brand new prints for both the torso and the face. You only get the 1 facial expression print because the bandage piece, or I guess the sort of like head wrap, doesn't cover up the full back side of the head, but still amazing facial expression even to get for this character. I can see the people using this on their sig figs even. Another really strong character in this set. And if 3 minifigures wasn't enough in a $40 set, we have our 4th minifigure, a mummy, which is just wow. We get brand new prints for the legs leading up to the torso, up to the face there for the mummy. We even get some back printing for both the head and the body. One thing I would have liked to have seen is maybe some side leg printing, just because you see the printing from the front of the legs. I wish that it would have continued to the side, but that's just a small little nitpicky thing. Color scheme overall I think fits well as something that's been buried in this tomb that's mostly colored with that tan and dark tan color scheme. Again, this is also just really great to recreate that scene with Marion, just because you get that scared look for when she stumbles upon the mummy, and we even have a much better recreation of that scene than we saw back in the 2008 set. Entering the Well of Souls, we are yet again at the resting place of the Ark of the Covenant. This video really feels repetitive in terms of how I'm going to be talking about this, because it is very similar to that 2008 set, though it is actually quite bigger. And one other thing that I just have to say, when it came to building this, it really did feel a lot like the Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader set from the Kenobi wave, just because you are building a platform, and at the end of the day, this is just a wall from the back side. Really, the first thing that I do want to talk about, even though all of the exciting stuff is over here, is the back side, because this is the part that LEGO does not show on the box very well. And you can also see that we have like sort of like the entrance into this tomb. Now, to actually recreate that scene where the mummy frightens Marion, we have to remove this piece, which will show this thing swing right down. We have some studs where we can place our mummy minifigure, and we can put it right back into place. You know, easy hiding spot for the mummy. So as we knock down this wall by breaking it down with the statue, we have a way for our heroes to escape the situation, so both Indy and Marion escape, though when we pull out this feature, the mummy appears, better represented than in the 2008 set. Spinning us back around to the front of the build, probably one of my, well, I do really like this play feature, but one of the parts that I am most unsatisfied with is the lack of this thing being able to be locked in place, because if you are carrying this thing around, it's just gonna fall over on you. I just wish that they included some sort of way to lock this into place. That's just really my only complaint. Of course, if you are just leaving this on a table, it's not going to be any problem, but if you're carrying this around, it's just going to easily fall over, just because it is connected using a simple Technic connection over here. What makes it even worse is that this is on a spinny plate, so then you have even more uncontrollable motion here. This doesn't really lock into place, it just rests on top of the tile pieces there. And the way in which it shows in the instructions how you knock down the statue is that we have this little lever here that you can lift up. This little piece over here just flips up the rest of the build. And as I said, we get that spinny plate just so then it does like have sort of like a weird landing motion if you want it to. Getting up close and personal to these Anubis statues, I really like these builds just because they're bigger than the ones that we got back in 2008, though still the ones in 2008 I think are really strong builds. But here we have some added detail with some stickers just for like their robes and everything, and also just like this detail right here I really love, and also the faces I think are really cute. They're very dog like shape, and also how they have their hands like in the air, though I really wish that they could have somehow translated how they had the spears back in the 2008 version, which I'll show them side by side later on in the video as I said. But same build for both of these with their arms standing up, just so then it does act as like a support for the tomb in some way. We get spinny plates on both of them, though unlike the set that we got back in 2008, this is the only one that can actually knock down the wall. This one over here doesn't actually have a feature to knock down the other side, which is actually more accurate to the source material, so props on LEGO for that. Down on the floor, you get this mix of the tan and the dark tan, some little torches just to try and keep the snakes away when Indy's walking around as he's afraid of them. But we have a lot of clip piece connections for the snakes, which are recolored for the very first time in both dark green and dark blue. It's really interesting to see that they made a new color. There aren't as many snakes as we got back in the 2008 set, which is disappointing. You also happen to get an additional extra snake, which you can feed through the back of the build over here. We have another really interesting feature where we can place, let's try that again, where you can place your snake in this little hole and actually drop them into the situation. I think it's really cool how they include that little motion there with the little lever. And then you have another little snake slithering down on the floor. I think that's really cool, and you can also pretend that there's another one coming out. You get one of those snake head pieces that was introduced in Ninjago. Get another one over here as well in that dark green. To finish us off, LEGO does go beyond the last set by actually including like this archway area in front of the Ark of the Covenant. I think that's really neat, though still a lot of the yellow-orange being used instead of gold is a little bothersome. But still, we have some hieroglyphics from the side. We have yet again that reference to R2-D2 and C-3PO. PPP, a lot of people have been speculating that that stands for price per piece because the set has such a great price per piece. I don't really know. From the other side, we have some more on those 2x4 and 2x2 tile pieces. And that brings us to the back wall. And here we have a Bionicle reference, I'm pretty sure. This is like a mask for Bionicle. This, I believe, might be like a Space Police reference, or maybe even an Exo-Force reference. I'm not 100% sure. You have some more eyes on this sticker piece on that wall element there. You have some more on these 1x6 bricks up above. And another thing that I really love from this set is that we actually have these mummy coffins from the very back wall, and these are stickered on some 2x6 tile pieces. I'm gonna remove one of them. I really love this. This is probably one of my favorite sticker references in here, even though we do get a Star Wars and a few other older LEGO theme references in here. This has to be my favorite sticker from this set. And with all of that done and out of the way, that brings us to the treasure that our adventurers are here to get. That being the Ark of the Covenant, which has 2 stickers on it as well. I do like the shaping from the very top of it. I know I've seen some people make customs of it with like the ski piece in gold. I think that looks even better than what LEGO did here. And also, again, the mixing of the yellow-orange with the gold just doesn't work for me. This whole thing down here for like the handles, that's perfect. That's even more accurate than the one that we got back in 2008. But still, again, the mixing of the colors is really my biggest problem here, and it's frustrating that this couldn't have been better than it is. And because I forgot to record where it lives, we have a nice little jumper plate, so it is pretty easy to remove in its resting place over there, and you also get a little bit of stairs with that archway over there if you want to just pretend to have your characters walk up to it. Now here is both the original set from 2008 and the remake that we just looked at in 2023 side by side. Obviously big size difference, this one being a lot bigger at that $40 price point compared to this one that was originally at a $20 price point back in 2008. Minifigures so much more detailed than they were back in 2008, including back prints and even some dual molded legs on Marion, which is fantastic to see. Lots and lots of stickers used between both of these. The one thing that I do have to complain about when it came to the original is the fact that they were still placing stickers over more than one piece. You have that sticker for the R2-D2 C3PO reference over two 2x2 tile pieces when it should have been just a 2x4 tile piece. I don't know what LEGO was thinking there. It's just frustrating when they do that kind of thing. Thank God they don't do it anymore. Another thing I have to point out is that this one is a lot more accurate when it comes to recreating that scene where you take down the statue to break down the wall compared to this one, which takes a little bit more work. This one has it on just the one side, which is scene accurate, but this one, you can do it with both sides. Another thing I have to bring up when it comes to these is the artifact of the Ark of the Covenant. I actually prefer the original compared to the new one just because the new one uses a sticker. I really hate when they use stickers on stuff. This should have been a print because it's like a special artifact. I don't know why LEGO couldn't do that, but still this one is my favorite even though it is inaccurate when it comes to there being a lot more brown, and this one actually goes the extra mile by having a lot more gold down here for the handles of it. Really interesting to see how far LEGO has come. Would be interesting to see if they ever remake this set again. So overall, for $40, is this set worth it? I certainly think so. The minifigures alone, you get 4 minifigures in a $40 set. I think that's a really great value. As far as the build goes, I don't know if this is better than the one that we got in 2008. I think that I just have a real nostalgic attachment to the 2008 version that's making me say that this one isn't as good as it, though it certainly is a lot more accurate. I really love that the statues are a lot bigger. You also get a lot of references to older LEGO themes in the hieroglyphics. You don't get as many snakes. Ark of the Covenant, not as interesting as the one that we got back in 2008, though still has a lot more gold, I suppose. The mummy scene is definitely the best recreation we've gotten out of the two sets, and again, it really just comes down to this one statue here falling down so much when I'm carrying this set around. That is one thing that I have to complain about, but obviously as far as having this on display and not carrying this around, you should be fine. Just throw it on a shelf. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!